During the 2009-2010 year at Castleton State College, many students of different personalities and majors were presented an option. Professor Liza Myers of the Art Department and Paul Derby of the Anthropology Department had come together to offer a semester in the Southwest to students. The semester would take place in Santa Fe, New Mexico, and would include many travels and experiences. The two main focuses of the trip would be anthropology and Southwestern art. Both professors worked very hard to plan this trip. On August 29th, 18 college students from Vermont arrived in Santa Fe, New Mexico. The plan was to spend a semester learning about the culture of the area, including their ways of life, past and present, and their values in art. What was received throughout the semester ended up to be much more than just that. The experience gained through many of the travels will be remembered for a lifetime. Upon the first week of their travels, the group found themselves at the Ghost Ranch in Abiquiu, New Mexico. The ranch is distant from just about everything.
We started in Abiquiu because we wanted to get a place that was away from things and to create group cohesion. I think we did a good job of that. We took several hikes to Chimney Rock, Kitchen Mesa, and
the Box Canyon
hike.
They were surrounded by tall, flat-topped mountains called mesas. The sunrises and sunsets were spectacular. The week was filled with many hikes, some easier than others. The scenery was unlike anything back in Vermont. The students still had their classes, but most of the time they were incorporated into the hikes.
And then we stopped in the town of Abiquiu and saw...
We met Napoleon Garcia, who is a Genízaro, one of he can trace his lineage back to the original Spanish settlers.
Abiquiu, established on the site of an old abandoned Indian pueblo, Abiquiu in the mid-18th century became a settlement of Spaniards and Genízaros, Hispanized Indians. Genízaro means mixed tribes of Indians, okay? And that's what we were here in this Indian town, mixed tribes of Indians, and then we got mixed up with the Spaniards, and that's what they made us, Genízaros.
By the end of the week, it was a sad farewell to Ghost Ranch Abiquiu, as the students headed to Ghost Ranch Santa Fe. Ghost Ranch Santa Fe was the main base throughout the rest of the trip. It is located near the center of Santa Fe, near the main plaza.
First week, that week was the Fiesta de Santa Fe, celebrating its 400th birthday as the oldest continuous city in the United States. And it was great. They had events and dances and songs. And it was great to be there.
The students stayed in apartments. They did many travels of their own around the area, visiting the many shops and art galleries that Santa Fe provides. A little over half the time was spent at the ranch. The rest was spent traveling. Chaco Canyon, New Mexico, was said to be the cultural center for the natives, and was the group's first view of ancient ruins. The students went to a star watching event hosted by the park rangers. Chaco is said to be one of the best places to view stars due to the very low amounts of light pollution.
It was the center of the Anasazi or ancestral Pueblo world from about 950 to about 1250 of the current era.
The group took multiple hikes to the top of the canyon during the visit, including ranger-guided tours of the canyon's many unique ruins. Mesa Verde, Colorado offered the group many experiences. The canyon held ruins in the cliff sides called cliff dwellings. They also had petroglyphs that are symbols of significance. They were carved into the rocks by the indigenous peoples. While at Mesa Verde, they encountered cliffsides that required ladders to negotiate. Despite the technical climbs and shivering heights, the students felt the experience to be meaningful. Canyon de Che, Arizona, was one of the group's first peeks into the small part of the traditional Navajo culture. The canyon floor is about 600 feet below. While there, the group hiked into the canyon. The group saw the remains of White House, which was a mixture of ground dwellings and cliff dwellings. They also visited the great rock spire, Spider Rock. It stands alone in the middle of Canyon de Che. The group spent a week in Lake Powell, Utah, on a houseboat. While there, they took many boating and tubing adventures. They encountered numerous storms, some just rain, others hail. They also witnessed a rare sight.
And we heard this crack, and we all turned around and we saw this school bus size, or two school bus size, huge pieces of rock face fall off of the cliff about maybe 300 yards, or 300 to 500 yards away from us.
182 feet from my
your
tent.
During the stay at Lake Powell, the group did artwork inspired by the natural sculptor Andrew Goldsworthy. The basis of his and the group's work is temporary natural art. The group also visited a bit of true natural art. Rainbow Bridge, standing an impressive 271 feet, is America's largest natural arch. The last camping trip was the awe-filled Grand Canyon. The 10-mile-wide hole in the ground seems larger than life. While there, the students became part of the 5% of the annual visitors to travel below the rim. They took a hike about a mile down into the canyon.
And Grand Canyon is an incredible place, and we described it as being awe-filled. And why do so many people go there? Just because you feel something greater than yourself.
They also saw the wildlife up close as a herd of elk passed right through the campsite. The trip was a fitting closer to the end of the group's tent-dwelling days. On the way back from the Grand Canyon, the group visited the Hopi Mesas in northwestern Arizona. While there, the group was fortunate enough to be invited by Joseph Day to visit his house. Joseph Day had married into the Hopi culture. He brought everyone into his house to tell them about their culture. He then offered the group the opportunity to help him harvest the last of his wife's corn. Aside from the camping, the group took multiple day trips to the nearby Pueblos. The Pueblos are villages where the natives have sustained a large part of their culture. They are somewhat secretive about the traditions they have upheld from their ancestors. Visitors have to pay to tour, and certain days of the year are off limits.
Yo. Welcome to Vermont. Da-da-da-da-da. Say welcome to Vermont. Say welcome to Vermont. Oh, welcome to Vermont. Welcome to Vermont, where the cars let you cross the street. Welcome to Vermont, where there's always something good and vegetarian to eat. Welcome to Vermont.
My favorite thing about Santa Fe was absolutely our work with Adobe in Action and Mike Lopak. We did a lot of great work for a family that really needed it, and it was just a really great experience for all of us, and I definitely missed that the most out of all of the things we did in Santa Fe, because it was just great work. It was good physical labor, and got to be out in the sunshine with kittens and kids and a bunch of great people.
Rockies are what I'm calling our first house, and what I'm hoping will be the keystone to be able to move forward with the organization and doing having a number of collaborations where we're working on community development through Adobe, community development where we're galvanizing and exciting people to work with an all-natural building material, and where people are coming together to produce that all-natural building material and then to build, what is one of the basic needs of humanity, housing.
It's a very humbling experience to have a lot of stuff and then end up with nothing, and then try and rebuild it by yourself to realize that you really can't do it, and then have a whole bunch of people that you have never met and don't know, and then build a relationship and build a home and have them help you build a better place for your family. It makes the family stronger.
So what I'm going to miss the most is probably just the landscape itself. That was pretty amazing. I mean, just seeing the so much wide open space and the giant sky and the mountains off in the distance. They were great. Nothing like you see here, and I'm gonna miss that probably the most. But I'm also gonna miss our trips, our camping trips. We saw amazing things, all these great canyons and cool lakes and all these amazing things. So I'm gonna miss those a lot too. And miss living with everyone together in our apartments. That was pretty cool too. Even though we had our, we had our group dynamic thing, but we worked through a lot of it, and it was pretty cool. Miss that. Now that I'm back, though, I'm really, I'm glad to be back because I get to see my friends and my family, and it's not so much the place that I miss, Vermont, but I miss the people more. So now that I see them, I'm really just missing Santa Fe again. So I'm looking forward to going back sometime real soon.
So much sharing, so much wonderful sharing and opportunities, and watching the growth in students here as we undertook challenges together was really an amazing experience.
I miss Adobe and being able to feel like we're doing something useful and helpful, and at the same time being outside and getting credit for it. I'm going to miss living so closely with such a tight-knit group of people, even though we definitely had some group dynamic issues, but I loved everyone who went.
I'm gonna miss being out here because I love the sun, and this is a place for sun. It does get cool, cold, and even snow.
We had snow. We had beautiful snow.
But it's still sun, and you're 7,000 feet up, and it's a different kind of sun. It's just beautiful.
Also, it gets dark so early here, and there's just so much sunlight in Santa Fe, so I'm gonna miss being able to do things later and having the inspiration and the good vibes that come with the sun, I guess.
It's been really nice being home in Vermont for the first time in 3 months, but I really would just like to go back to Santa Fe right now.
Yeah, I think it made me more outgoing, made me want to try new things, and made me realize that it's totally worth it.
But I also feel as if I'm really not done. There are places that we just didn't get to yet.
Frankly, I think I'm going to have a hard time next semester going back to just the classroom, because I'm going to know what they're missing and what they could be doing if they could get out of that classroom and go out and experience the world in the way that we did it, which was constantly. Yeah. That's what I'm going to miss the most.
People next year, people have to go next year. I want to go again next year.
Welcome to Vermont. We ski and snowboard, we have fun. I said welcome, 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 welcome to Vermont. I said welcome, 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 welcome to Vermont. Just wanna welcome y'all. To Vermont, where we have the best farmland. Welcome to Vermont, where you can see the peace band. Welcome to Vermont, where the senator is a socialist. Welcome to Vermont, yes, we always make the most of it. I said welcome, 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 welcome to Vermont.
Thank you guys for providing this opportunity for our organization to try this out and for many hot dogs and hamburgers and sodas throughout the
and salad, Mike.
and salad
And green chili.
Okay, I forgot a number of things.
And puppies and kittens
That's
and
right.
crazy little babies.
There we go.
Nudists
And just so that we're clear, the nudist is young Penelope. Right? Okay, I think that's good.